The price of an average behind-the-ear hearing aid has doubled since 1997. What has changed, and why are hearing aid prices not decreasing? Especially when electronics, TV, computers, and tablets have gotten cheaper. I'll tell you all about it in this video. Hello, my name is Yap. I'm deaf without hearing aids, hard of hearing with hearing aids. I was born with microtia, where I don't have outer ears. I wear ear prosthetics and have bilateral profound hearing loss. I wear a bone-anchored hearing aid. Be sure to like and subscribe to this channel to follow along my deaf and hard of hearing journey. Over 5% of the world's population, which is roughly approximately 430 million plus, require rehabilitation for their hearing loss. That's more than everyone who lives in US or Canada combined. Why are hearing aids so expensive when so many people require them? Let's find out. Reason number 1, research and development. Manufacturers spend substantial amount on R&D, making your hearing aids smaller, more powerful, and packed with additional features like Bluetooth, wireless capabilities, channel switching, and all of these other things that you get to use. But does everyone use all of these features? Do you actually maximize all of the functions that are offered to you in the hearing aid? Well, let's think of it this way. If you need to get from A to B, driving a very nice vehicle like a BMW or even a Rolls-Royce will give you much more comfort. The infotainment is nice and sleek, it's got nice colors, it's got nice leather interiors. It'll make your ride much more comfortable. But a car I used to own, like a Honda Civic, can also get you from A to B safely and comfortably. But when it comes to a hearing aid, you don't get to choose a Honda. The only option is to buy a BMW or a Rolls-Royce. The cost of entry for a hearing aid is much higher than other electronics. Reason number 2, industry monopoly. Even though the semiconductor industry reduces the cost of products by around 10 to 15% each year, the cost of hearing aids increase by 8 to 10% every year. Microphones, chips are not that expensive to make, and a high quality top-tier hearing device costs on average $300 to produce, but can cost you upwards of $3,000 to $4,000 to purchase. The hearing aid industry is not large and is not wide, it's not filled with a lot of competitors, and is dominated by 7 hearing aid manufacturers: Widex, Signia, Oticon, ReSound, Starkey, Phonak, and Cochlear. Reason number 3, hearing aids are getting smaller and smaller and smaller. Hearing aids especially are worn on a daily basis. It takes in all the elements of the earth, from dust, dirt, moisture, and everything else, including the occasional bang to your ear and your hearing aid dropping to the ground. All of these elements take into consideration of the price that you pay for your hearing aid. Hearing aids do have an extended durability. Most hearing aids last for 5 to 6 years of use, sometimes even more. I've used an Oticon Ponto for over 8 years. Now that's a long time. Manufacturers and hearing clinics recognize this, and some of them capitalize on it because they know that they can mark up the price just because they can. Some clinics even go as far as using creative sales tactics to influence you to make that purchase. You may have heard these before. The hearing aid costs upwards of $7,000 and it has an 8-year lifespan. Now that's only $875 a year, and roughly $2.89 plus change per day to use the hearing aid. Is it affordable? If you can afford it, by all means, go for it. However, should hearing aids cost an arm and a leg for someone to be able to restore and to rehabilitate their hearing for day-to-day life? If you don't want to break the bank, be sure to shop around and make sure you don't feel pressured by your audiologist or hearing clinic to make the purchase. In the comment section below, let me know if you think the prices for a hearing aid should be cheaper. Should they be more affordable for every living person? Be sure to like and subscribe to Let There Be Ears to follow along on my hard of hearing journey. No ears, no fear. Until next time, goodbye!